So today we are going to see the topics like functions of management and what is coordination, the essence of management or coordination. So first of all, we are going to start with functions of management. So I have already mentioned in our first class, what is function of management? Function of management basically means every organization or every management has to follow 5 major functions, and that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. We are going to see individual chapter of all the 5 functions, but in this chapter we will be just seeing the overview, so that when we actually start with the individual chapters, we will know what does the meaning of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, or controlling is. So first of all, we will discuss about these functions of management, and then we are going to talk about coordination, that what exactly coordination is, meaning, importance, and characteristics. Okay, this two part we will cover in today's session, and then we will be done with the chapter 1. So functions of management. They say management is described as the process of planning, organizing, directing, staffing, controlling the effort of organizational members, and of using organizational resources to achieve the specific goals. So for achieving any goal or objective of organization, you need functions of management, proper usage of functions of management, as well as proper utilization of the resources which the organization has. If these both things are perfectly utilized, then the organization can finally reach towards its goal or its objective. Fine. Then the first one is planning. See, always this goes in a sequence. Okay, it is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. This sequence is going to remain as it is, POSDC. If you don't remember, you can just remember it by the initials of all the words, POSDC, and it will always go in the same sequence. It's not like first you will do the planning, then you will do staffing, then you will do controlling, then you will do, after controlling, you will do organizing. No, it never happens. You have to go in a proper sequence, that is POSDC. First, the organization will do planning, then it will do the organization things, then it will do the staffing and directing, and finally controlling. This is the proper sequence in which every organization manages function of management. And they are called as functions of management because these are the main functions which are necessary or which are required in order to run the organization or run the management. That is the reason these are called as functions of management. So out of which we will start with the first one, that is planning. Now, according to you, tell me, what is planning? What do you plan? First of all, why do you plan? There might be some goal or objective. That is the reason you might be planning. That is the reason you might need plan, right? So first of all, we should know that planning is done to achieve a goal in life. For say, suppose your goal is to get 95% in your 12th boards. Then to get 95% is your goal. What you will do to achieve your goal? You will make different plans. You will make different schedules, wherein you will decide that how much time you are going to give to each subject, how much time you will do the refreshment, how much time you will watch TV. You will everything properly plan. So that is the reason why you need a plan. To reach towards your objective, to reach towards your goal, you always need a plan. Fine. When I get up in the morning, I will plan my day, right? I will plan everything about my day, that what am I going to do today. I will get up, I'll go have a breakfast, I'll go to school, I'll come back from school, then I'll rest for some time, I will attend classes. After that, I will be having food, then refreshment, then watching TV, then going to sleep. So this is what? This is your plan. Likewise, every organization needs a plan. Without plan, it cannot run the organization smoothly. Every organization has to make plans. This is the objective of their organization. We have already studied about the objectives of management, right? Wherein we study that objective of management can be a social objective, can be a personal objective, can be a um, organizational objective. So likewise, there are different plans of every organization. And then to achieve that objective, that they achieve that goal, your organization will make a plan. For say, suppose now your summer vacations are coming. Example. Some of your parents would say, okay, fine, for 10 days we are going to go on a trip. So what you will do? Directly you will get up in the morning and leave for the trip? No. You will make plans. You will do the packing of clothes. You will do the packing of jewelry if needed. You will do the packing of food. You will do the planning that how to travel. There are so many different things which you are going to plan, right? So why it is needed? To achieve the objective, to achieve the goal. Same way, every organization, every company, every business has its own plan, has its own objective. And to achieve that objective, it will make a plan. So let us read the line. Planning is the function of determining in advance what is to be done and who is to do it. So what is to be done, what needs to be done, and who is going to do it is decided in planning. So even also, it is always done in you reach your objective or once you reach your goal, then are you going to do the planning? No. Next year, when the board exams are done, you are getting 95%. Post that, you will make a plan that how should I score 95%? No, in advance, you will be doing the planning that how should I score good marks in my boards. In advance, you will be doing that planning, right? So that is why we always say planning is done in advance. It is always done in advance and it tells you what is to be done, what needs to be done, and who is going to do that. For example, I said in the this example that for 10 days trip, you are going to plan packing of clothes, packing of jewelry, packing food, how to travel. So what you will do? You will divide all the work. You will say, okay, fine. Mother will take care of preparing food. Father will take care that, okay, how to travel. So, a bus, if you want to arrange a car, dad will do that. Then, snacks, my sister would do that. So, this is what you are distributing the work. So, same way planning is also done. When the goal of the organization is decided, after that decision, planning is made in which the work is distributed to different departments of the organization. So, that is what planning. Then this implies setting of goals in advance and developing a way of achieving them efficiently and effectively. This is what planning is, that to decide a goal, to set an objective and then making a planning to achieve it. So in advance you are setting a goal and then you are going to achieve it efficiently and effectively. In Smita's organization, okay, there is one example. In Smita's organization, the objective is production and sale of candles. Okay, so there is one person called as Smita, and in her organization, the objective or the goal of the organization is to do the production and then sell the candles. Smita must decide quantities, variety, and color, and then allocate resources for their purchase from different suppliers. Now, Smita, what is Smita supposed to do? Smita will decide how many quantities should be produced, in what varieties it needs to be produced, in what colors it should be produced, and then it will divide the work between different suppliers. Plan prevent the problems, but it can predict them and prepare contingency plan to deal with them when they occur. So see, we say that planning is needed for running organizations smoothly. So when we say that planning is needed, planning does not eliminate or remove any problem. If there is any problem is going to there. It cannot be avoided completely. But it can of course be reduced by making proper plans. Best example, during the COVID times, when COVID came into our country, it was new. Nobody knew what was going to happen. So there were few organizations who did not do proper planning, but there were few organizations who did proper planning. So they might not have to close the organization. But there are so many organizations which have shut down because of COVID situation. They could not run the organization. They could not get the profit. But there are at the same time few organizations who has gotten very good response from the market, even though the market was having COVID situation. COVID problem. So why they had, why they it might have happened because of good and proper planning. Okay, so planning is very important for every organization, for any organization, and it does not mean that you're running, then planning will not change. Planning cannot change, or it is not like that planning will remove all the uncertainties or all the problems. No, that is not possible. It can definitely reduce your problem, but it can never remove your problems completely. Okay. Next function of management is organizing. Organizing means what? Organizing means everything is in a organized form. Now, when you go and look at your room, if your room is all messed up, you have kept your books somewhere, your clothes are lying somewhere, your mobile phone, stationery stuff is lying here and there. That means it's not organized. But if you keep your room very neat and clean, all the clothes are proper in the cupboard, books are in the proper shelf, your all the accessories and other things are at proper places. That means what? They are all in a organized place. Wherever you want, you can go and get that thing. You will find it easily. But when the things are messed up, all the things are kept here and there, at that point of time, just imagine how difficult it is going to be to find one thing also. But if everything is organized, it looks very good, decent. Whenever, wherever anyone, if anybody wants anything, they can go and find it very easily. Best example, library, books library especially. If you all have been to a books library, you all might have seen that how organized all the books are in the cupboard, in the shelf. All the categories wise or criteria wise. If you want to read anything related to animals, they will have a proper section. If you want to read ghost stories, then they will have a section. If you want to read a detective story, then they will have a section. You can just easily go to that section, find the book whichever you want. So this is what, everything is very organized. In the same manner, in the organization also, everything needs to be organized. Everything should be at a proper place, properly everything should be kept. Nothing should be messed up. Okay, that is nothing but the organizing. Same way, once you have made the plan, next thing what you will do? You will organize everything. Say suppose you have done the planning of preparing a cake. This is your goal to make a cake. To make a cake, you will make a plan. You will make a plan that, okay, fine, today I'll get up, I'll go to school. After coming from school, I'm going to prepare a cake. Now you have made a plan that you are going to make a cake. Second thing, what you will do? But obviously, you will organize all the stuff which is required for baking a cake. You will get milk, chocolate powder, bat this wheat flour, or any flour of which you are going to make a cake. If you need egg, if you're going to make a egg cake, then you are going to get egg. You will organize all these materials. This is what every function does. Once they make a plan for any objective or for any goal, next thing what they're going to do is start organizing the things which are going to be required. So let us read the point. Organizing is the management function of assigning duties, grouping tasks, establishing authority, and allocating resources required to carry out a specific plan. To carry out any plan, you need to organize things properly. You have to assign the duties to the proper person. That, okay, fine, if I want to make a cake, I will ask my younger brother to go and get me eggs. I will ask my mother to help me in the kitchen. Assigning the duties, very important. To achieve any objective or any goal, you have to first of all plan, and then according to the made plan, you have to organize all your stuffs. You have to organize everything in order to reach your goal or objective. So that is organizing. Once a specific plan has been established for accomplishment of an organizational goal, organizing function examines the activities and resources required to implement the plan. It determines what activities and resources are required. According to plan, what resources do you need? What activities you are going to perform? Accordingly, you need to organize all the resources. Like according to my plan, I have to bake a cake. So this is my plan, and I will have to organize everything to reach towards my goal. I will find out what all resources I am going to require, what all activities are going to take place, and accordingly I will organize everything. It decides who will do a particular task, there, where it will be done, and when it will be done. So organizing answers 3 questions. That to whom we want to give a task, where it is going to be done, and when it will get done. So organizing involves grouping of the required tasks into manageable departments or work units, establishment of authority, reporting relationship with the organizational hierarchy. So as we said, organizational hierarchy, very important. Who is superior, who is subordinate, who is going to give the orders and who is going to take the orders. So in organizing also, since you are going to assign the tasks and duties to everyone, it is important to first of all understand the relationship between the employees, who is the superior and who is the subordinate. Accordingly, you are going to share the task, share the objective of the organization, and organize each and everything which is going to be needed to reach towards your goal or objective. So proper organizational techniques helps in accomplishment of work and promote both efficiency of operation and effectiveness of results. Different kind of business require different structures according to the nature of work. When we will study about organizing function of management, we are going to study about the organizational structure, how the structure of organization should be. So that time we will learn, but as of for now, just understand we need a good organization structure, friendly, cordial, and it should run in a smooth manner. If that is done, then we can say we have a good organizational structure. To complete any goal, any objective, you need to be organized. If you are organized, your work will be done efficiently and effectively. So that was our second function of management, organizing. First, you have done the planning. Second is to organize the things and the resources according to the plans. Third, what you have to do? You have to do the staffing. Now, what is staffing means, or what is staffing? So, staffing means nothing but to give the work to the right person. For say, suppose I run a restaurant. I run a restaurant. I want to hire a cook. I have two candidates, A and B. A does not know cooking. He has never done cooking. B has done a very good cooking. He knows cooking very nicely, and his food is delicious. So should I hire? Should I hire to A or should I hire to B in my restaurant? According to you all, whom should I hire? Should I hire to A or should I hire to B? B. So what did I do? I have appointed or I have given a right person the job. So this is what staffing does. Staffing will analyze, identify the person, and then he will finalize the right person who is suitable for that particular position or that particular job. That is the work of staffing. Now, if I talk in the terms of organization, first thing, organization made a plan. To reach the goal, he made the plan. Organization made a plan. To start implementing the plan, organization is going to need resources. So that is why organization will organize everything. Now everything is organized. Now we need right people to work for us at the right place in the right time. So that is staff. That means I need to hire good people who can work for me at the right position. I should always hire, in staffing, we should always hire the people who are suitable for that work, who are suitable for that job. Say for example, again, there are two people, A and B. A is very good in finance, whereas B is very good in marketing. And there is one organization, XYZ Company Limited. Now XYZ Company Limited is hiring for finance department. Okay, they need person who can work in the finance department. So tell me now, XYZ company should hire A or should it hire B? XYZ should hire A. Of course, because he is the right person, he is the most suitable person for that particular job. But what if they hire B? B will not be able to justify his job or do his job because he is good in marketing. He is zero in finance. He does not know anything about finance, calculation and everything. So, right position is A's position. So that is what staffing does. Staffing gives right person, right type of job. So staffing, simply stated, is finding the right people for the right job. staffing means nothing but to find out the right person for the right job. A very important aspect of management is to make sure that the right people with the right qualification are available at right places and times to accomplish the goals of organization. To finish any goal of the organization or reach towards any goal of the organization, it is very important to do a good staffing. A good staffing means appointing right person with the right qualification at the right place in the right time and with the right requirements. If financial department needs a person or an employee, then they should hire a person who has a complete financial background, financial qualification. He has a complete idea about finance so that it will become easier for the organization to work with the person. It would be easier to work with him because he is already aware of finance work. So staffing, very important. This is also known as human resource function and it involves activities such as recruitment, selection, placement and training of personnel. So this activity is also called as HR activity. Every organization has one department called as HR department and this department basically takes care of recruitment, selection, placement and training. Recruitment means if there is any opening in any of the department, then it is the duty of an HR to look for the right person for that job. The person who will be most suitable for that job. Then they will do selection of that person, then they will give placement. Placement means they will hire in their organization and then they will provide training if the person needs it. So it is the work of HR department to do the proper staffing. Infosys Technologies, which develop software, needs systems and analysts and programmers. So there is one example of Infosys Technology. Infosys Technology is a very big software company. In actual world, there is one company called as Infosys Technology. So they will hire all the good system analysts and programmers because they need system analysts and programmers. Okay. So staffing. Third thing after organizing the resources is to do the staffing of people. Staffing of people means hiring right people for the right position or for the right job. The right people will include what? Right time, right qualification, right place. The person should be suitable with the requirements which or the position which requires. Okay. So it is the duty of HR department to do this activity for the organization. After you are done with staffing, you have hired new employees. You have employees who are working with you in the organization. They need to be directed, right? The organization needs to tell them or inform them that what and how you are supposed to work in the organization. Every organization, the working style of every organization is different. So when new employees get admitted in the organization, then it is the responsibility of the organization that they will do the directing of the employees. Now directing involves what? It involves leading, influencing, motivating employees to perform tasks and assigned to them. So directing means nothing but leading, motivating, influencing them to do their work with proper efficiency and effectiveness. That is nothing but directing. And who does directing? Managers basically do directing. Superiors will do directing to the subordinates. This requires establishing an atmosphere that encourages employees to do their best. Motivation and leadership are two key components of direction. The two major components of direction is motivation and leadership. It is the responsibility of every superior or every manager that they should keep on motivating and encouraging their subordinates to achieve their goals, to achieve their objectives. So who is responsible for that? Managers or superiors are responsible for providing good direction to the subordinates. It also involves communicating effectively as well as supervising employees at work. The superior needs to properly communicate with the subordinate as well as it needs to keep a check, a good check on the subordinates. Keep on reviewing the work which the subordinates are doing. So motivating workers means simply creating an environment that makes them want to work. So how will you motivate? How basically superiors will motivate? They will keep on encouraging them. They will give them good feedbacks. They will give them their good opinions and create a positive atmosphere for them to work. Leadership is influencing others to do what the leader wants them to do. A good manager directs through praise and criticism in such a way that it brings out best in the employee. So, who is a good leader? A good leader is a person who will encourage and motivate the subordinates and also give them feedbacks. Not necessarily that every time he will give you the good feedback only. At times he will he will criticize also, he will give you negative or bad feedbacks. So in that case, it is the responsibility of the subordinates to take that feedback in a positive sense, in an encouraging sense, and try to understand that why is he saying like that, and after analyzing that you are supposed to improve your performance. Okay, so that is that manager or that person will be considered as a good leader or good manager. So that is what directing is all about. Once you first you have done the planning. Second, you for achieving that goal you have to organize the resources. Third, you are going to hire right person, right people at the right position. Fourth, after doing the hiring, it is the responsibility of a good leader, of a good manager to show the good direction, be a good leader for his subordinates. Being leader or being a director means nothing but to encourage and motivate the subordinates. Lastly comes is controlling. What is controlling basically? Controlling means here the manager will basically review the work which is done by subordinate. The manager will basically review the work which is done by the subordinate. Accordingly, he will keep the control of the organization. So controlling is the management function of monitoring organizational performance towards the attainment of organizational goals. So basically what will manager do? Manager will review and keep a check on the performance of the subordinates, that how are they actually performing. That is the responsibility of a manager to look after it. So the task of controlling involves establishing standard of performance. Now what do we mean by standard of performance? Standard of performance means what a manager will do. Since manager is very experienced person, he has idea that how much time every work needs. For say suppose a manager will say that to produce 5 units you should take only 1 hour. What he has set, this is called as standard of performance. So when such rules are set, they are called as standard of performance. So this is the responsibility of a manager to set the standard of performance, measure the current performance, that how much the workers are producing. If I have said you all that you all have to produce 5 units in 1 hour, then it is my responsibility that to check that at present how much you are producing. Mridula might be producing 4 units, Parinita might be producing 6 units. So I will keep a check on it. Comparing this with the standard and taking corrective action when any deviation is found. So if I feel that, okay, Parinita is producing 6 units, that means it is good because I have asked to produce 5 units in 1 hour, but she is producing 6 units in 1 hour. Okay, fine. No, not an issue. But let me see Mridula. Mridula is producing only 4 units in 1 hour. That means there is some kind of deviation over here. Deviation is nothing but gap. Gap between the actual performance and the standard performance. If there is a gap between actual performance and standard performance, it is called as deviation. So I will say, okay, there is some deviation here because I am comparing Mridula's current performance with that of the standard performance. This is my standard performance and this is Mridula's current performance. So there is a deviation because she is producing low, producing less. So in this case, manager will take a decision and try to solve this problem. That why Mridula is producing only 4 units, whereas the standard of performance is 5 units. This is what controlling is called. Okay, controlling in a very simple language. Controlling means nothing but to check deviation. See, when I write all of these things, if possible, you will also write it because I'm giving you shortcuts to remember. Controlling means to check deviation. Deviations between what? So deviations between actual performance with that of standard performance. And if at all there is any deviation, then I have to find a solution for it. And this entire process is called as nothing but controlling. This is nothing but control. Once you have planned everything, now you have organized everything, then you have done the staffing, you have hired right people for the right position at the right time, then you have done the direction, you have shown them proper direction. Now it is the time for them to work and it is the time for manager to do a proper controlling function of management. And how he will do the controlling? By comparing the actual performance with that of the standard performance of the workers. And then if there is any deviation, he will action for it. This process is nothing but controlling. So here management must determine what activities and outputs are critical to success, how and where they can be measured, and who should have the authority to take corrective action. So when we say corrective action or solutions, then who is actually authorized to take corrective actions? Is it the manager himself or is there any other authority who is going to take the corrective action? At times it is possible that instead of management is going to take the corrective action for this deviation. And at times it is possible the manager himself might take the corrective action. So this is nothing but functions of management, that is 5 functions of management. POSDC: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and control. If you all have understood it clearly over here, then when we will do the actual chapter, at that point of time you will not get confused. Your third chapter is going to start with planning. In the same sequence we are going to do the chapter. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing and control. Any doubts still here? All the 5 functions of management, did you all understood? Any doubts still here in any of the function of management? Oh, perfect. So last topic of the chapter is coordination. So with the name itself, you all might have gotten a rough idea that what does coordination means. So coordination means to coordinate. We all do that at our home, in your school, amongst your friends. we say now you should be coordinated with your friends. You have to coordinate with your friends. That means you have to adjust with your friends. Whatever you have to listen to everyone and then take a decision. So in the organization also, it is very important to maintain a good coordination between all the employees who are working there. Very important that all the employees are coordinating with each other. Have a good relation, coordination and a good relation with each other. So what coordination means? So according to Henry Fayol has given the definition of coordination. If you all remember, I had told you in the beginning of the class only, whenever you will write the definition, you have to write the correct name of the person and you have to write the exact same definition of which the person has given. You can't even change is, or the, not even a small letter can be changed. So Henry Fayol says, to coordinate is to harmonize all the activities of a concern, facilitate its working and its success. So according to Henry Fayol, what is coordination? Coordination is to coordinate, have a good relation, harmony, peace between all the activities which are taking place in the organization for good success. This is what Henry Fayol has defined coordination. Now coordination, how, what if next part, the concept of coordination. Manager must perform 5 interrelated functions. 5 interrelated functions means which we saw right now. Management should perform all the 5, these are interrelated, okay, all the functions of management are interrelated to each other, and that is the reason why I also told you that you have to always write in the same sequence. Whenever we are talking about the functions of management, it will go in the same sequence. They are all interrelated to each other. So 5 interrelated functions in the process of managing an organization, which is a system of different interlinked and interdependent subsystems. All the 5 are different, interdependent or interlinked with each other. Manager must link this diverse group towards achievement of a common goal. Manager should follow all the 5 functions of management in order to receive the goal or objective of the organization. He should follow all these 5 functions of management. The process by which a manager synchronizes the activities of different departments is known as coordination. Every department needs to be cordial and have a good relation. When I say every department, as we know, every organization has different departments. Few of them can be a financial department. There can be a marketing department. One of them which we discussed right now is HR department, human resource department. Then we have sales department. Every department should have a good relation with each other. Every department should have a good relationship with each other, cordial relation with each other. Everyone should coordinate with each other. So that is what they are saying, that every organization should sync with each other, with each department. It is common thread that runs through all activities such as purchase department, production department, sales department, finance to ensure continuity in the working of organization. Since all of them are the part of same organization, the goal or the objective also remains the same. The achievement of this goal is same for all the departments. The departments might be different, but they all are working towards the one single objective of the organization, right? So every department has to be coordinated with each other, have good relations with each other, because you have to be in contact with each other, constant contact with each other. And ultimately, you are working for the same goal, same objective, which the organization has. Okay. It is, however, the essence of management for achieving harmony among individual efforts towards the accomplishment of group goals. Process of coordinating the activity of an organization begins at the planning stage. Top management plans for the entire organization. This we have discussed in the last class as well, right? We know that if it comes towards the organization, it comes towards the planning, then top management is going to make a plan for the entire organization. Although every department might make their own plans or own objectives. Departmental wise, there can be different objectives, different goals, but for the entire organization, there is always one common goal towards which each and every department is working. And who makes this objective? So top management makes this objective for the entire organization. Okay. So this is what the same thing we are saying. Coordination therefore involves synchronization of various units of an organization. That means all the various units. Various units means nothing but various departments of the organization come together and work for achieving the same goal. Through the process of coordination, a manager ensures orderly arrangement of individual and group efforts to ensure common objectives. A manager will clearly get to know that which department, which person is doing how much and how much they are contributing, how much efforts they are taking. This provides the requisite amount, quality, timing, sequence of efforts, which ensures that planned objectives are achieved with a minimum of when each department will work together, will come together with unity, they will work, then it will be better and it will be good for the organization to achieve the objective, to achieve the goal. Alone, one person or one department cannot receive or cannot achieve the goal for everyone, for entire organization. Next, characteristics, very important. You can also call it as features. What are the features of coordination? First, coordination integrates group efforts. With the name coordination only, we can come to know that it is to do something with group. When different individuals come together, form a group and work together for achieving the same goal. For example, in your class, teacher will take out 6 students. Okay, there will be a group of 6 students and one project will be given by the teacher. And the one project and one topic. So now these 6 students are going to work together and present that project in front of the entire class. So these 6 students, what do they need? They need a proper good coordination, being cordial with each other and working together. This is what the 6 students will do. Same way in the organization also, when all the departments come together and work for the one goal or one objective. So this is what group efforts. We cannot say that only one person has helped in achieving the goal of organization. It is the group of people who have come together, form a group and then achieve the goal of organization. So coordination unifies unrelated or diverse interests into a purposeful work activity. A common focus to group effort to ensure that performance is at as was planned and scheduled. So this goal is a common goal for the entire organization. To achieve this goal, every department might make different objectives or different goals. But ultimately, there is only one goal of the organization, that is the main goal, which has been made by top management. Second characteristic, coordination ensures unity of action. What is unity of action? Unity of action means doing the work properly. examining your work, examining your actions. What actions are you taking to achieve the goal, achieve the objective? So the purpose of coordination is to secure unity of action in the realization of common purpose. It acts as the binding force between departments and ensures that all action is aimed at achieving the goal of organization. It ensures unity of action, means the entire organization, each and every department should work towards the one goal only. It should not happen that sales department is working for something else, financial department is working on something else, advertising department is working on something else. It should not happen. They all have to make sure that their action is one. They are a unity. They are a team who is working for the one goal of organization. Coordination is a continuous process. So in every and any organization, coordination remains a continuous process. It is going to remain in the organization or be in the organization for a longer period of time or for a continuous period till the time the organization is existing. But obvious, it is a continuous process. It will not stop, right? Once the organization is achieving the goal, do you feel that was the only goal of the organization? There might be the second goal of organization. Then now the entire organization has to work on achieving this particular goal. Once this goal is also achieved, there might be the third goal of organization. Then the entire organization will have to work on this goal. So same way, coordination is going to be there with the organization till the time organization is existing. So that is the reason we say coordination is a continuous process. Every individual, every department has to be coordinated, has to have a good cordial relations between them until the time the organization is existing. And that is the reason we say so coordination is not a one-time function but a continuous process. It begins at the planning stage and continues till controlling. So it's not a one-time function. It is not something which is done only once in the organization. It is done for the continuous period of time. It starts with planning, and it is there in organizing, it is there in staffing, it is there in directing, and it will remain till controlling. So it is there from start to end. It begins at the planning stage and continues till controlling. Example, in any organization, every department has to coordinate with each other for smooth functioning. So as I said, in every organization, every individual, every department has to be coordinated with each other, have a good relationship with each other so that the organization's functions are smooth. Fourth, coordination is a responsibility of all the managers. So with every individual, the prime responsibility is of the managers to make sure that each and every department is having a good cordial relationship with each other, with every department. So that is why we say the maximum responsibility of coordination is in the hands of the manager. So coordination is the function of every manager in the organization. Top level managers need to coordinate with their subordinates to ensure that the overall policy of the organization are duly carried out. Middle level management coordinates with both top and first line managers, that is lower level management. Operational level management coordinates the activities of its workers to ensure that proceeds according to plan. So this is, they are saying that every department, every manager is responsible for taking care that there is a smooth and coordination going on in the organization. For example, top level managers are going to coordinate with the subordinates so that they make sure that everything is going smooth and fine. Middle level managers will coordinate with both top level and lower level. As in the last class, we have already seen that middle level are called as the bridge, or they are the middlemen or the mediator of top and lower. So that is why middle level management has to coordinate with both top level as well as lower level. Operational level or lower level management will take care or will coordinate with the workers who are working. So to check that everything is going according to plan. Coordination is a deliberate function. So a manager must coordinate the efforts of different people in conscious and deliberate manner. Even when members of department willing cooperate and work, coordination gives a direction to that willing spirit. Cooperation in the absence of coordination may lead to wasted effort, and coordination without cooperation may lead to dissatisfaction among employees. So with coordination, there should be also cooperation. Every individual, every department should coordinate with each other as well as should cooperate with each other. They should not create a ruckus, no fight, no conflicts in the organization. Or else the environment of the organization gets spoiled and then nobody will be willing to work in that environment. So that is why it is a prime thing or prime focus that with coordination you are also supposed to make cooperation so that everybody is willing and happy to work there. Nobody is dissatisfied. Coordination is all pervasive. We know pervasive meaning. Pervasive meaning means present everywhere. Pervasive means it is present everywhere. So coordination is also pervasive in nature. That means it is present everywhere. In every organization, in every department. Okay, so coordination is required at all levels of management due to the interdependent nature of activities of various departments. Purchase, production, sales departmental efforts must be coordinated by organization for achieving organizational objectives harmoniously. So coordination is present everywhere, every level of management, every department of management, and every organization, be it be a big organization, small organization, medium-term organization. Every level of management means be it be a top level, middle level, or lower level. Every department means it might be production department, financial department, marketing department, HR department. Everywhere it is there, and that is why we say coordination is all pervasive. Purchase department is responsible for procuring fabric. So of course, if there is a cloth manufacturing company, then it is the purchase department which has to make sure of purchasing the fabric. This then becomes the basis of the activity of production department, and finally sales can take place. So fabric will be there, production of goods is done. Now accordingly, sales people will sell the product, will sell the product. So here purchasing department and sales department have to be in contact with each other so that purchasing department will inform the sales department that how much production we have done, how many goods are available with us. Accordingly, you make your sales plan. Okay. Financial department is also required because financial department will inform to the purchasing department that okay, fine, you can purchase the fabric of 10,000 rupees. Do not purchase fabric of more than 10,000 rupees because our organization at present is running on cut down basis. So likewise, here also there will we need a proper coordination. So that is why we say coordination is important. Next, how coordination is important. So this is the last topic of the chapter, importance of coordination. Why coordination is important in every organization. So let us take quickly 10 minutes break and then we'll complete our last part. 7:22 it is. By 7:30 or 32, be back. We'll complete this last part in 10 minutes and then we'll wind up the chapter. And also recall everything which we did in the session. If you want 5 minutes, do the recalling. And if there is any doubt, come up with it. We'll discuss it after the break. Let us continue. Ridula, are you there? Okay, perfect. The last part of the first part is the importance of coordination. We understood what is the meaning of coordination, and we also saw the characteristics or features you can say of coordination. Now the last part is the importance of coordination. So first, why it is important, why coordination is important in any organization. So first is because it helps in growth in size. So as the organization grows, the number of people employed by the organization also increases, right? It is possible that when organization has just begun, it's new, then at that point of time, it is possible that there are only 10 employees. Okay? Just an impractical example, when the organization has started, now there are only 10 employees. But as and when time passes, now it's been a year and a half, now employees might get increased to 30, right? Likewise, as and when time passes, the number of employees will also increase in the organization. So when number of employees increases, that means number of people are increasing in the organization. People are increasing, that means the work will increase. The dependency, as we said that everything is interrelated and interdependent on each other, that will increase. Everybody has to be cordial with each other because they have to work with each other. So that is why coordination helps in when the number of employees increases. All individuals differ in their habit of work, background, approaches to situation and relationships with each other. Exactly. Now there are 30 employees working in the organization. All these 30 employees comes across to different background, different religion, different caste, different situations, different relationships, right? So it becomes necessary to ensure that all individuals work towards the common goal of the organization. So even if though they are coming from different background and different situation, it is important to observe that their goal is same. What the entire organization's goal is, that should remain the same. So employees may have their own individual goals also. We have seen that we have personal objective or personal goals as well. When I join the organization, my personal objective will be to earn more money, get more salary. My other personal objective can be I want to do shopping, so I need money, so that is my personal objective. I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car. So there are different individual goals also. All these 30 people might be having their personal goals. So it is organize individual goals and organizational goals through coordination. So it is important to make these 30 people feel, understand, or they should know that their organizational goals are different, their personal goals are different. So make sure that you are making a equal balance between them. Don't focus only on your personal goals or don't focus only on your organizational goals. Make sure that you are focusing on both the things in a balanced manner and working towards the one same objective or goal which the entire organization has. Second important, functional differentiation. So function of organization are divided into departments, divisions and sections. Every management is divided into different departments, then different divisions and different sections. In organization, there may be finance department, production department, marketing department, human resource department. Now every department will have their own objectives, policies and their own style of working. Yes, of course, as we said that the goal is one for the all organization is same and one for all the organization which is made by top level management. But we also said that every department can make their own goals or their own objectives, their own policies to work. That is fine. But ultimately, the entire organization goals remains the same. So due to which there are greater chances of conflict between the employees and the employees of the organization. Process of linking the activity of various departments is accomplished by coordination. So now imagine 30 people are there, 10, 10, 10. Financial department, advertisement department, sales department. With their personal objective, with their social objective. They are working in the organization. Every department will have their own goals, and then together of entire 30 people have one goal or one objective. So there might possibility that the individual goal might hamper the objective or the goal of organization. So that needs to be balanced, and coordination gives that balance, because then people are coordinating with each other, running in a smooth manner with each other. Third is specialization. So specialization arises out of complexity of modern technology and diversity tasks to be performed. Organizations need to employ several specialists. See, for doing special kind of work, we need specialized people. Now, if say suppose you want to do any work related to IT, that is information technology, or that is in a simple sense related to computer or related to software. So it is but obvious that I am going to require a specialist person who has done his specialization in software, who has learned about software. So that only I can hire that person only, staffing, remember, hiring right people at the right position. So if I want to know or if I want to work on software, I will have to hire the person who has complete awareness and knowledge about the software. So that is why they say that at times it is important to hire a specialist and get the work done from that particular specialist. That will make the proper coordination. So specialists usually think that they only are qualified to evaluate, judge and decide according to their professional criteria. They do not take advice or suggestion from others in matters pertaining to the area of specialization. So that is possibility. Now I needed a person for software who can work on software. So I hired Ram. Ram completely takes care of the software department in ABC organization. But there are other 30 employees apart from Ram who are working in that organization, but they are not aware about software. So what will Ram do? Ram will become overshiner. He will show off that, okay, I am the only person who will take every decision regarding software. I am the only person who knows about software. You all don't know anything about related to software. His attitude will be such like that. So this will lead to what? Conflicts among different specialists as well as the others in organization. A very big conflict between Ram and these 30 employees. Yes, because of Ram's attitude. So this is a specialist and this is the other employees who are working in the organization. So there will be conflict between them. So some coordination is required by an independent person to reconcile different in approaches, interest or opinion of the specialist. So manager or the top level management or the director will take care that this does not happen in the organization. Everything is in a proper coordination in a very cordial format that he will take care of. Fourth, it leads to higher efficiency. So with the help of optimum utilization of resources, organization can earn higher returns in terms of higher productivity and can reduce the cost. Hence, coordination improves efficiency. So if you are working in a proper coordination in a proper way, then it will lead to higher efficiency. Say suppose financial department, production department. If they both are coordinated in nature, they are in coordination, financial department will inform the production department that you have to spend only 10,000 rupees on fabrics. Accordingly, production department will spend 10,000 and in return, the sales department will sell the goods and services and the revenue generated from the sales might be 12,000. That means 2,000 ka profit. 2,000 is profit for the organization. So this profit, how this profit came? By a proper good relationship with financial department, with production as well as with sales. So here every department needs to be coordinated with each other. If they are coordinated and working in a smooth manner, then there is efficiency in the work. Then it improves goodwill. Goodwill is nothing but the brand image or the image of organization. If you are working cordially with each other, if there is a positive environment, good working culture, everybody would like to work in your organization. Efficiency will increase. Efficiency is increasing. That means what? Now here you have generated profit. That means if any stakeholder, that means if any investor, supplier, anybody sees from outside, they will feel, okay, this organization is very good because it has a good efficiency level. It always incurs profit. That is how the brand image is built. So higher sales, higher profitability can be achieved if organization is well coordinated. Hence, it will help making the goodwill of the organization in the market. More the higher sales, more the profitability, more efficiency, and good profitability, efficiency, and sales. That means the organization is working in a very coordinated format, in a proper coordination, and then hence you will get a good brand image in the market. So that is why coordination is